so much for joining me. This is Anna from Craft Me a Card, and I'm crafting for the crafter, and that is you. This is the card that I will be sharing with you today. Isn't it a beauty? This is made using one of the alcohol inked backgrounds that I shared with you guys last week. So come with me and let me show you how I put this fun card together. Okie dokie, so I bring out my clear stamp set by Art Impressions. This is the frog set. This I got at Hobby Lobby. And I also bring out my white cardstock, and this is by Express It blending card. And this is especially for alcohol markers. And it is a little pricey, but I like how the colors blend on this cardstock. I will be inking this stamp with Memento Tuxedo black ink. And I like this ink to use with the alcohol markers. I feel that it doesn't bleed when I bring on the color of the markers. Okay, now that we have our image nicely stamped on, we bring on the colors. I decided to start off with this balloon. I wanted to make it red. And my process is going to be the same with every one of these little images. And that is first bring on the lightest color, then bring on the darker color, do the shading, and then blend them both together, going back in with the lightest shade of marker that I started with. And you could see this process a little bit better when I'm coloring here the birthday cake. I decided to make it chocolate. Yay! So I just go ahead and I saturate these little pieces that are going to be showing that it's a chocolate cake with the lighter brown. And as you apply the first layer in this lighter color, you're also you're wetting the paper. You are preparing it for the darker color so that these two can mix in a little bit better. Once the cardstock is nice and wet, these colors tend to mix, tend to be smoother together, as you can see here. And now I'm going in with my yellow, and you're going to see that I'm going to be bringing in my orange. And using, again, the yellow, the lighter color, these two colors blend nicely. And I will be doing, again, the same process for the three frogs, the candles. It's for the whole image. And I will leave you here with a little bit of music so you can enjoy the process. Okie dokie pokey mokey. Once all is colored in, I go in with my little scissors and I fussy cut this image out by moving more the paper than the scissors. And of course I had to cheat a little bit and use my colorless blender to just blend out those spots where the ink went out of the border. I go ahead and I stamp on a banner the sentiment Hoppy birthday, which is very appropriate for these frogs. So just with some glue, liquid glue, I go ahead and I do that. And I decide to punch out the corners just to give it a little bit more character. And with liquid glue placed all through the back of the card, I go ahead and I paste it onto my card base. I actually had skipped this step, but the base was covered with light blue cardstock. Yoo-hoo! Okay, so bringing in my little image, I decide to pop it up on an action wobble. These action wobbles make this image shake. You'll see how it works. These action wobbles have adhesive on two sides, on the top and the bottom, and then you just peel off the backing and you place it wherever you want your little image to have some action to it, some wiggly action. And you just press down and it sticks more than well. You could see here how these frogs are dancing. Okay, so like we have this beautiful alcohol inked background. I don't want to add a lot to it, but there is nothing like confetti for a true party, right? So I go ahead and I grab a bunch of different colors and these squared shaped sequins, and I decide to place them all over the card. And with some jewel glue, which is made for these type of non-porous materials, I go ahead and with my precision tip bottle here, I go and I apply the glue, and then I apply the sequins on top of this little dot of glue. The applicator I'm using to grab these little sequences and put them on the card is actually a wax pencil. And I got this from AliExpress, and they're very inexpensive and they're great. I use them on, I would say, every time that I have to grab some sequins or some gems. Okay, so I felt the card was looking a little incomplete after I applied the confetti on the top part. So a light bulb turned on and I decided to add sequins in the bottom portion to make it seem like all the sequins had fallen to the floor and you had a lot more sequins just concentrated at the bottom of the card. And I thought that was a very fun and different look to finish this card. And here it is for you. I am quite content how this card came out. I gave this card to my sister with lots of love. She's a very fun and happy girl, which I love with all my heart. So I think she enjoyed it. So thank you so much for joining me as always. I hope you get inspired. I hope you create and be happy. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit the notification bell, like and comment. See you next time. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh. Darn it. Darn. Come on. Oh my gosh. Messed the whole thing up. No. And I still keep pulling it. Just want it a little lower.